Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the unmasked character of our world around us, and this time we will try to discuss this what happened 2 days ago. I mean the assassination attempt of the Slovakian Prime Minister, Mr. Fico. And the first question people can always ask and should, who was really behind this assassination attempt? As of now we see that most likely unsuccessful, so we wish a lot of health to Mr. Fico, and we should really now ask two questions. Why the security personnel allowed this person to approach Prime Minister so much? This is a good question. I don't know. And the second question, who could stay behind this event? My personal opinion is that we cannot exclude anyone, because we know that Mr. Fico was saying exactly things like statements which are unpopular among Anglo-Saxons and other countries which are involved in the conflict now in the Eastern Europe. So they didn't like him. He was against all of this stupid leftist agenda, and he was against this hysteria which we experienced a few years ago in relation to small Chinese friend. People know, you know what I'm talking about. So let's say he had many people who disliked him. Also on the West. On the East, he had many people who disliked him, like for instance Ukrainians, because he was against sending weapons to them and supporting them. And of course, he was not so pro-Russian as some people said, so to be honest, he was not very liked in Moscow either. And always ancient, if we have such mysteries to solve, there is an ancient rule that shows us the path to follow, cui bono, in Latin. It means who's good. It means who benefits from it. And seemingly Western people, Anglo-Saxons, their elite, they don't benefit so much. Because, look, this guy was vocal and honest upfront. He was known for his views. So if something like this happened, the first thought in the brains of many people will always go towards people whom he was against, whom he didn't like. And that is why, in my opinion, we shouldn't, on the first place, look for the real preparators on the West, but we should look in the East. Why, in my opinion? Because Russia wants to finish this conflict as soon as possible and take as much as possible, because it lasts too long. And for sure in Beijing and in Moscow they have another plans to be realized, geopolitical plans. So this Ukraine stuff lasts for too long. So Mr. Fico was a perfect target, in my opinion, for such action, because now, after this assassination attempt, successful or not, for them doesn't matter, everyone will blame Anglo-Saxons and the West, and it beautifully undermines the rest of trust people had in the Anglo-Saxon geopolitical intentions. So the, I would say, spiritual and propaganda gains go for the East. Of course, it might be done by Russian Secret Service or even Ukrainian Secret Service, which are completely infiltrated by Russians and Chinese. So in my opinion, this is my opinion, hypothesis, that this was Russian action, or maybe even Russian-Chinese action, to undermine the residual trust towards Anglo-Saxon superpowers in the continental Europe and introduce mass and new divisions among the Western states to strengthen Russian position in the negotiations when Ukrainian cookie will be divided. This is how I see. That is how I see it. That is why I would search for the preparators in the East more than in the West, because it was obvious that Mr. Fico was not liked by the majority of Western leftist elite and big business. So it would be stupidity from their side to eliminate this guy in such a spectacular way at this time. That is why I wouldn't look for the preparators on the West, but I would look for them in the East. All the best, have a nice day, bye.